The ARC, the African Rainforest Conservancy, has been on the front line of global warming for 19 years. I don't think you could find another organization in Africa that has successfully stopped deforestation as well as we have. And we've done that by helping local people. We've done that by helping the local villages, it's their forest, plant 1.5 million trees every year. We've done that by helping them build fuel-efficient stoves and fish ponds. We've done that by helping them with better seeds for their farms, with books for their schools. We've stopped deforestation by helping the local people help themselves, which is the only way to stop deforestation in Africa. And we now help over 100,000 villagers in 140 villages in 5 mountain ranges in what is perhaps, by some measures, by density of unique species per acre, the richest rainforest in the world. This party has become our organization in Tanzania, the Tanzania Forest Conservation Group, calls the African Rainforest Conservancy, our fundraising thing here, the bedrock, the foundation. It's what has enabled it to grow into an organization that helps 100,000 people. So if it were not for Peter Worth and all the people who've been coming here for all these years, there's 1,500 square kilometers of the world's most biodiverse rainforest that survived for 10 million years that would probably be gone. So I love this party. That's why I came here. And it's a really important party, and I hope everybody has fun.
The science has actually become clearer during the last year, and yet the public perception has gone the other way. And you've probably heard about, I'll just mention 3 things. The one was the news that IPCC, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, had a mistake. That they said that the Himalayan glaciers would be gone in 25 years. Glaciers are melting all over the planet. In the Rockies, the Alps, the Andes, the Himalayas, and Glacier National Park, for example, will have no glaciers within 20 to 30 years. It will have to change the name of the park, I guess. More than 1 billion people depend upon fresh water from rivers that during the dry season are fed by melting glaciers. Another thing was the cold weather. Last summer was unusually cool in the United States, and last winter was cooler than normal in the United States and in Eurasia. But if you look at the global temperature last summer, that cold anomaly over the United States was the coldest anomaly on the planet relative to normal at a given place. And the planet as a whole had the 2nd warmest June, July, August in the 130 years of data. And it was very similar this last winter. We had cold air outbreaks from the Arctic because the pressure difference between the Arctic and mid-latitudes fluctuates chaotically. And it so happens that the pressure difference was such that we had a lot of cold air outbreaks. But again, averaged over the planet, it was the 2nd warmest December, January, February in 130 years of data. 8 out of the last 10 summers were above normal, and 8 out of the 10 last winters were unusually warm, according to climatology, which would be the temperature several decades ago, averaged over several decades. And in fact, the change to that frequency of warmer than normal is in very good agreement with the predictions and calculations that we made in the 1980s. So again, the science actually confirms and is consistent with what we see, and yet the public gets the impression that, oh, global warming must be wrong because it was cold last winter. Finally, there is the East Anglia, the so-called climate gate, the stolen emails, which revealed discussions between scientists which were not very wise, but the fact is the data they were talking about, which is available to anybody to analyze, and the people who would prefer that we not believe there's a problem would analyze that in a heartbeat if there was any answer you could get other than what the scientists have found, namely that the globe is warming. It's warmed about 1.5 degrees Fahrenheit in the last century. To end on a positive note, I think that if we can make clear over the next couple of years that this last year was a case where the fossil fuel companies and the others who prefer business as usual have actually done a good job of pulling the wool over the public's eyes, then maybe we can get the public to understand what the actual situation is and begin to take the kind of actions that are needed. But we've got our work cut out for us. Thanks.
$10,000 produces 20,000 trees. That's a lot of tree. Is there anybody in the room who's had a really good year who'd like to give us a fully tax-deductible, 100% tax-deductible $10,000 gift for 20,000 trees? Just in case. Is there anybody here at 10,000? Okay, who's going to hit it at $5,000? Which, yes, here we go. $5,000, 10,000 trees. Thank you. Who's going to produce 5,000 trees at 2,500? Yes, we do, right here. 289 at 2,500. That's another 5,000 trees. So we need a lot of you at $1,000. Who's coming in at 1,000? Open. Here we are. Here's our first one at 1,000. 46 at 1,000. Thank you very much. That's 2 at 1,000. You can't buy breakfast in New York for $1,000. $500. Who's going to give us $500? Which, of course, is 1,000 trees. Yes, we do. Here's the first one at 500. Lots of you at 250. Who's coming in at 250? Here's 1 at 250, 2 at 250, 3 at 250, 4 at 250, 4 at 250, 5 at 250, 6 at 250. And the final category, the good old $100 that produces 200 trees. 95 at $100, 265 at $100, 20 at $100. Anybody else at $100? I've not been keeping count, but I think we might have made it to the 40,000 trees we needed. If not, we got darn close. Thank you very much. Thank you and good night.